Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another product review. And with all the product reviews I do, I try to give you guys a really honest opinion about the product and tell you when it can be useful and maybe an area that it's not quite so great. But one thing I've been very happy with is all of my reviews on Hygger heaters. And today I'm going to be doing another one. I'm pretty excited about this one. This is going to be going into my 75 gallon right here behind me, but it's the Hygger Smart Heater. And what's so nice about these is that they have temperature controllers outside of the tank. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm tired of having to deal with a heater in my water and trying to reach in there, especially in a tank this big. When you get to 75 gallons, it's a little bit hard to reach the back there and get in there and adjust your heater. So I'm pretty excited about this. So let's go ahead, take a look at this and get it set up in the tank. When I open the box, you can see you've got your temperature controller right there, and there's your heater separately. So let's take a little bit of a look at this. And then you've got separate, you've got your suction cup. Things I like about this heater is right here on the end. Now you might say, what's the big deal about a plug? Well, when you're dealing with something in water and electric, I really like the idea of the fact that this is grounded. It's amazing to me that all the heaters that go in our aquariums aren't grounded, but a lot of them, you can still find a lot of them that aren't. So I'm pretty excited about the fact that this is grounded. And with that being said, you can see, and hopefully this comes across on camera, this cord is pretty thick and durable. And again, a lot of those heater cords are not always the best. And I think this is going to be important for this heater in particular because you are going to be having things hanging. And so I want a durable cord so that when I do have the temperature controller hanging outside the aquarium, that there's enough support there that you're not going to have any issues with it. So the heater itself, you guys will get a better idea of what it looks like. But this is a 500 watt heater. Now in a 75 gallon tank, I think this is probably more heat than I actually need. But you know what? It's one of those things that I do keep my house pretty cool in the winter, usually around 60 degrees. And 500 watts in a 75 gallon is definitely going to have no problem keeping my temperature where I want it in that upper 70 range. And if you have fish that even want it higher, I think that this will definitely hold that temperature for you pretty well, unless you keep in your house like in the 50s, then maybe you'd start running problems. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot of people keep their house that cold. But so let's get this in the tank and then we can talk about a few pieces as we're setting it up. So before I go ahead and put my new heater in, it's going to be going right where that old heater is. There's a couple things I want to talk about with heaters in particular, and I apologize guys, I know it's a little bit messy. I just cleaned out my power head there. If you guys haven't seen my review of this power head, I'll leave a link below. I really do like it. It does a good job keeping all the trash out of my tank, but since I just cleaned it, it's kind of stirred up some stuff right now. But two things I want to talk about with the placement of your heaters. One, you want to keep them lower in your aquarium. So in my aquarium, I've kind of got it pointed down, but this is, if I move back, you can see a little bit better. It's towards the bottom of my aquarium, definitely the lower third. And the reason you want to keep it towards the bottom is if you're doing water changes and maybe you need to do some big water changes, the lower you keep that heater, the less likely you are to have it run dry. And although the heaters and the one from Hygger, a lot of them have protection. If they do get dry, they'll shut off. But you're also going to end up ruining a lot of heaters that way. So make sure you keep them low. The second thing is there's a reason my power head is right there. And the reason my power head is right there is because I like to make sure that my heaters have water flowing around them. That way they can move the temperature around and kind of spread out that heat around the tank. So I know you guys probably saw my last video when I talked about this tank and I talked about how it was a big jungle, and right now it's kind of back to being a big jungle even though I rescaped the whole thing. So I'm actually going to end up rescaping this one again. And part of the reason I am is because I wasn't happy with how little bit of wood I had. I wish I had more. So I'll be doing a video on that soon. But let's get back to the heater. Let me pull out this Fluval heater. That is my spare heater that I like to keep as an extra. But like I said, I always like to have an extra. That heater is a smaller one. It's fine for now, but for when it gets colder months, it's not going to work out too well. So that's going to go back into my spare heater pile, and I'm going to be putting this Hygger one in its place. All right, so I got my Hygger heater installed here in the back of the tank, and it's sitting just slightly crooked. But for the most part, it's up and down. I'll adjust it and get it perfect here in a minute. But with it, you do want to make sure when you put this heater in that it is up and down, not side to side. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues with this particular heater. So it is a little bit different. Most heaters, you know, they can do us either sideways or up and down. This is one you definitely want to be doing up and down. And let me just adjust and see if we can get that straightened up just a little bit. There we go. I got that straightened up now. So let's take a look at the controller. One of the first things you'll see on here is it's a very easy to read display. And it's telling you exactly what temperature. My tank right now is pretty much right around that 78-degree temperature mark, which is typically where I keep my fish tanks. Unless I have some, you know, fish that like warmer water, most of my fish are happy at that temperature. But if I hit this key button right here in the middle and I hold it, you can see it starts blinking, and this is going to allow me to set the temperature. Since I didn't start changing it quick, it goes right back to monitoring your temperature. So I'm going to hit this quickly. As soon as it starts blinking, I'm going to start pushing the buttons, either plus or minus, to decide what temperature I want. If I go all the way through, you'll see that you can set this temperature all the way as high as 94. And if I hit this one more time, it'll drop down to 70. Now, I don't want my temperature near that 94 degrees for me, but if you're raising fry and, you know, depending on what type of fish you have, having that ability to go that high is definitely nice. The one thing I don't love about the controller is there's no way, and I wish that Hygger would change this, put something on the back here to actually be able to either hang it on the side of your fish tank or to be able to put it on the glass. I'll probably just put some like double-sided tape or something on here and stick it on the side of my aquarium just so that I can see that temperature quickly. The cord length is 5 foot long, so by the time if I just hang it there, it's going to actually be hanging to the floor. So I'm going to do that and put some double-sided tape and get that on my fish tank. All right, so I've got my temperature controller set on the side of my tank. I ended up using packing tape because my double-sided tape wouldn't hold it. But, you know, for now, that's going to work. Hygger, if you guys do watch this, I think that's an area you could probably look at changing, is possibly, you know, maybe provide some suction cups for it so you can hang it on the side of your tank, or, you know, maybe something to hang over the edge of the tank. Either way, I think would help this product to make it even better. That being said, it's not the end of the world. I still think this is going to be a great heater for me. So I'm going to leave a link below to this heater. This is the 500 watt as well as the 800 watt heater. And again, I think that these are really going to be good heaters. I've been happy with my Hygger heaters in the past, but I will be honest with you guys, doing a heater review is one of the harder reviews to do, because the reality is you don't know if you're going to like that heater until about 2 or 3 years down the road and whether it's still working or not. You know, a lot of heaters kind of fall apart and break in that first year, and at least the ones I've had from Hygger so far have lasted longer than that year mark. So I've been happy with them. I think that this one's going to as well. The construction seems to be pretty well made, and I really do like the fact that it's grounded. I like the fact that it's got the temperature controller outside the tank. Overall, I'm happy with this product, at least for right now. That being said, if it ends up breaking on me, I will come back. I'm going to let you guys know about that in, you know, future video, and let you know, hey, don't bother with this one. But as of right now, today, I definitely recommend it. I think you're looking for a heater with an outside temperature controller, Hygger is definitely a good option to think about. I'm going to leave a video to link to the other Hygger heater that I reviewed right here for you guys, so you can check that one out as well if you're looking for a heater for a little bit of a smaller tank.